Welcome everybody to Indivisible Text Ledge Live. Today is January 26th, 2021. Happy Tuesday to everybody. We hope that your week has gotten off to a great and productive start. We are going to talk about the newsletter that we sent out yesterday. The 87th Texas Legislature is back in session this week. And so we want to discuss with you the actions we've lined up and also give you some insight and information on what's happening in the legislature during this time. So let's go ahead and kick off to our website. And that's where we're going to take a drive through our newsletter and give everybody the actions that are within that space. So this is our homepage, and you'll see we have our information here regarding our statement on January 6th. That's kind of been the highlight of the work we've been doing this week. But we also want to make sure that everybody is able to understand our mission, what we're about. And here on the homepage, we have a little drop down where you can pull up our newsletter. Oh, there we go. So if you click on this, this will take you to our newsletter. And this is where we're accumulating all of the different actions and information we're providing on a weekly basis. Now, the key is that if you want to get this newsletter to your inbox, sign up for our mailing list, because we usually send this out either on Sunday or Monday. Sometimes things will change and you'll get maybe something a little in the middle of the week, or we may skip a week just, as we take breaks at different points of the year. But for the Ledge session, we will be putting these out on a routine basis for everybody so that they are aware of the actions that are needed from our own issue huddles or from our partners and allies that are letting us know, there's important actions that need to be taken. So let's jump into January 25th. And when you click on January 25th, it'll pull up the newsletter PDF that is sent out to everybody on our mailing list. And a huge shout out to Marika Leahy, our Indivisible Text Ledge organizer that prepares this newsletter and gets everything linked so that you have a source available with all of this great information. So big shout out to Marika. And so for number one, this week, the Texas Senate has been having a redistricting hearing from the Redistricting Committee. And it started Monday. And there's a lot of great information we have for you guys here, but I want to walk through some of the website so that you can see what it looks like to be able to not only watch the hearing, but also to give testimony virtually. So here we have linked their schedule. And as you can see, it started off on Monday, and they're having a regional focus each day this week. And will continue through next week and through the end of February. Now, a lot of our allies and a lot of people in Texas are frustrated that the Senate released such a quick and a shortened schedule, not a whole lot of notice, not a whole lot of preparation for Texans to get prepared for this. So we're trying to get the word out to everybody. All on the line. Texas had a great training over this last weekend. And Legal Women Voters Texas and Fair Maps Texas have been huge resources, as well as TAG, Texans Against Gerrymandering. And so all great partners who have been sharing information and providing it to as many Texans that can get it. So signing up. So let's talk about what it means to sign up for the committee hearing and the witness registration instructions that'll take you to a Zoom meeting. So we're going to pull up this link here. And this text takes us to the Texas Legislature Online, TLO. You'll hear TLO a lot as we talk through different things. And this is the website where you can get updates on bills. You can track and follow certain bills that you want. But you'll see here in January that they have their schedule. And over here, you'll see the hearing notice. And there's two different ways that you can pull this up. So we're going to pull up tomorrow's hearing notice as an example. Okay, so this is the Senate giving a notice of public hearing The chair is Senator Joan Huffman. Public testimony will be taken via video conference. No in-person testimony will be taken. They provide the purpose, the focus, and any invited testimony that has been included within this space. Now, here's the area we want to highlight for you guys, which is public testimony. Now, in order to provide public testimony, witnesses must register in advance of the regional hearing, and it will close 24 hours prior to the start of the hearing. To sign up, here's the witness registration instructions. While it is open, you can click on this link to be able to register for the special committee on redistricting. And as you'll see, this is just a Zoom sign up. You know, for all of us that have been working virtually, interacting virtually within whether professional space, community organizing space, or family, this is probably very familiar to everybody. You fill out your information for the Zoom registration, and then you will get the information regarding the link to join the call and to be able to give your testimony. If you want to watch the testimony without providing without interacting and giving testimony yourself, you can do so at the Senate Texas website. So let's click on this here. Okay, in the Texas Senate website, as well as the other websites that the legislature has available, we'll be highlighting through various ways. If you joined our Indivisible Text Ledge Live last week on Friday, Robert really walked us through the Texas Senate to look at some of the committees, as well as looking at things that are being provided in regards to the budget. And so we'll keep coming to this website so everyone can kind of get comfortable with it. But for the Senate committee hearings and events, you'll see that nothing is currently broadcasting, but if there is anything, that it'll be listed here. And if we click on the Senate Special Committee on Redistricting, you'll see that there's already 2 videos that have been allocated within this page based on the hearings that have happened on Monday and Tuesday. So you can simply click on this if you want to view it, and it'll pull up into their video player and you can hit play. And so if you're interested in giving testimony, since there's already been 2 days of testimony, check out these videos and take a look to see how people are providing testimony. For a lot of us, it can be intimidating initially, but it really doesn't have to be. You can see how Texans are engaging in this virtual platform, how they're giving testimony, and that way you can get the encouragement and have the know-how in terms of giving your own testimony. But we have more resources for you as well. So we're going to back out of this, the Texas Senate website. And that's how you can get information on logging into the hearing, as well as just watching the hearings that are happening. But within our newsletter, we also provided information to submit written input. So if you don't want to give the testimony on the Zoom platform, then you can fill this out and give written testimony around redistricting. And so this is a form online on the Texas Senate website that you can fill out for this particular committee. Now, League of Women Voters, like we mentioned, there's several partners doing a lot of great work in preparation for redistricting. So League of Women Voters have done a great job of providing guides. And so we highlight those in our newsletter. And we'll keep highlighting on our Facebook page, as well as other social media platforms, other materials that partners are providing. If you're not a part of our closed group, Indivisible Text Ledge, definitely check that out. We have over 2,000 Texans in there and a lot of organizations that are providing information so that you can have that available and conversation can take place around what's going on and what people can use for the different things that are happening in the legislature. Well, let's take a look at the League of Women Voters Redistricting Testimony Guide. And this is really just a great resource to suggestions to include in your testimony, how to define your community of interest, and ultimately to help uphold the Voters' Right Act. So this is a lot of great resources. They also have this toolbox on our newsletter. We linked it here. And this takes you to the website, the League of Women Voters of Texas. And this, they have a redistricting webpage dedicated to this effort and providing videos, learning more about public input hearings. If there's any work being done to pass a local resolution, there's information on that. And so just a great collection of resources if you want to know about redistricting and to be prepared to give testimony or to help inform Texans around you. Okay. So that is action number one for this week. It is all about redistricting. Do everything you can to familiarize yourself with the process, with the availability of information, and encourage people around you to really engage in this process and to be informed, because redistricting is going to be such a huge process for us in Texas. It's something that happened years, and it's something that we want as many Texans as possible to be plugged into and paying attention to. So let's jump to action number 2 that we have in our newsletter. Sign our petition calling for Attorney General Ken Paxton and others to resign for their role in January 6th, in the January 6th event at the U.S. Capitol. On January 8th, 22 grassroots organizations in Texas launched a statement in replying, to the events that happened on January 6th, the horrific and tragic events. Since then, we've been reaching out to partners, other organizations. Our partners have been reaching out to their partners. And right now we have 82 Texas organizations that have signed this statement calling for resignations and accountability. 2 Texas state representatives, Representative Vicki Goodwin and Representative Ron Reynolds, have also signed this, as well as over 1,200 individual Texans. And so we are continuing to get the word out. This last Saturday, we had a press conference that you can view here on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. We had amazing speakers from the coalition throughout Texas that spoke to the need of accountability, and we highly encourage you to check that out, as well as to share that with any Texan that you can, so that they are aware of what the call for accountability is. Houston Chronicle wrote an article about our press conference and talked about the accountability that we are calling for Cruz, Paxton, and other House members to resign based on what they contributed to January 6th. And so you can check this out from Anna Bauman from the Houston Chronicle. Really appreciate that exposure to get the word out to more Texans. And then as an individual, you can sign our petition as to be able to add your name to this. And so this is our statement that we've made, the resignation call, the call for accountability, so that these elected officials who we see betrayed their oath of office are no longer representing Texas in this destructive way. And if you want to see our statement with all of the organizations that signed, it's linked to our homepage. You can click on this link on our homepage and it'll provide the full statement. We have a press release we made after the press conference. And then you have all of the organizations listed here, as well as the logos that we have for them. And so any organization that has a website, we have it linked within this space. We're continuing to add those websites and add more partners. And so if there's any organizations in your area that you want to help support, definitely check them out. We want this coalition of Texas organizations to continue to thrive in the work that they're trying to do for a better and brighter Texas. Okay, so that is signing the petition and the efforts we're trying to have for accountability. The third item that we have on our newsletter is follow the money. And so read about what the Senate and House included in their budget proposals. Last Friday, Robert did a great job walking through the LBB Senate summary bill. We have that linked here. And we also have the House bill summary link that we'll see about doing a deeper dive into that. But within our YouTube channel and also on our Facebook page, we have our virtual Texas tour that we provided for everybody. And we went to different groups throughout Texas virtually and presented some information around the upcoming legislative session that's now in session, the 87th legislative session. But you can open this up and check it out. And you can see, the Texas budget and the information we have there. And then the Texas Tribune has a great article talking about the similarity in spending amounts in the preliminary budgets and the impact on that. This is also something we kind of dived into a little bit more detail, but if you have any questions, reach out to us. More than happy to help support you and the information that's needed so that we are all informed around Texas. And then lastly, within this space is the LBB House Bill Summary and the LBB Senate Summary Bill. And this is where you can have a much more in-depth document looking at what the Legislative Budget Board is saying about the budget estimates. And so we're going to continue to try to provide content to break some of this down, because it can be a lot of information and it can be intimidating for sure. And so we want to do our part in helping Texans understand what is in these documents, why they're made, and what we can do to help be informed in our efforts around advocacy. Also, some reminders. Keep calling for virtual testimony. As we shared, as an entire chamber, there was not a decision to allow virtual testimony as a standard, but the individual committees can allow for virtual testimony. So they're leaving it up to those individual committees to make those decisions. And we see that in the redistricting committee, they have made virtual testimony available, which is great. We wish there was a little bit more time to give Texans more time to provide that testimony, but the virtual testimony is definitely a win. And so we want to continue to contact our legislators that represent you, as well as the committees as they are getting established. The Senate already has theirs, but with the House. So that way we can advocate for virtual testimony. And so here's our action that you can see through our newsletter. It's on our website. And you can call for public remote testimony during the legislative session. And so we are encouraging everybody to take action, and we have a little bit of an outline there for you if you need some guidance with that. And then keep pushing to stop frivolous lawsuits. Attorney General Ken Paxton unfortunately made frivolous lawsuit back in December trying to discredit the election results from 2020. And he's really right back at it now that the Biden administration has made some executive orders. And so we want to make sure that we are pointing out to Texans that our Attorney General, Ken Paxton, continues to waste taxpayer dollars on frivolous lawsuits. And so this is an opportunity to call Attorney General Ken Paxton's office and urge him to work for the people of Texas and stop wasting our tax dollars on frivolous lawsuits. And so this is an action we want to remind everybody to keep taking if you haven't already. And then lastly, on our newsletter, we are organizing Texans to meet with state reps and senators. We are working on a one-pager where we're going to be delivering to every legislator. And then we will have targeted one-pagers for our different issue huddles and legislative priorities. And so if you are interested in joining group of Texans to meet with state reps and senators, fill out this form. Connect with us. You can fill out the information with your email, the part of Texas you live in, what state house and district and Senate district you live in, and then also just some questions we have for engagement and interest that you would have in this project and effort. And so our goal is to continue to bring Texans together, and so that we can elevate the voice of Texans, bring them to legislators, and so that we are letting them know what our priorities and our concerns are. And special note from Marika, don't forget to keep slowing the spread by wearing masks and socially distancing. We are still in the middle of a pandemic. We want everybody to be safe out there. There's a lot of work that we're trying to do. We're doing as much as we can virtually. If you do need to be in person for anything, stay safe and be mindful of that. Lastly, I want to share our event that we are having. Let's see, let me stop sharing real quick. We are kicking off a great series, a monthly series around the books that Indivisible Text Ledge organizers are reading. Now, we definitely want to keep growing and learning in our work and how we can be effective in Texas and how we can continue to grow as individuals. And so one of our organizers, Kirk Pate, huge shout out to Kirk Pate for this idea. He loves reading, as many of our organizers do. And he prompted the idea of let's have a reader corner where we're sharing books and talking about the content. And that way we are, able to help share insights and information. And then Lauren Ortel, also a part of Indivisible Text Ledge and Indivisible National, really helped that conversation get to the next level and say, let's maybe have a discussion about it. Let's do a Facebook Live. And so we organized this Facebook Live for Friday. We're really, really excited about. I'm going to share my screen again here so you can see the event. And it is our Reader Corner Friday, January 29th at 10 a.m. This month's book is Caste, The Origins of Our Discontents by Isabel Wilkerson. We have a couple of organizers that have been reading it this month. And so we're going to have a public conversation just talking about how the information from this book, how does it impact our organizing and how did it impact us as individuals? Like I said, our goal is to continue to grow. We want to continue to improve our perspective, knowledge, and understanding. And so if you're interested in checking that out, we'll be broadcasting it on Facebook and YouTube Live. And this will be a monthly series that we'll be doing with different, picking a book every month. And if you end up wanting to read this book or are interested in being a part of the conversation, join us in the comments. We'd love to interact with you during the live session. Well, we hope everybody continues to have a great week in Texas. The state legislature is back, as I mentioned, and there's a lot of work for us to do. And so if you are wanting to get plugged in with Indivisible Text Ledge, we would love to have you. You can fill out our Join Us form on our website. You can also follow us on social media. Let's highlight that for everybody real quick. So on our website, we have our Join Us link as part of the main menu up here. And when you click on it, it provides all the different links. You can sign up for our email list, follow our Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel, join our Facebook group. And then if you want to be an organizer within Indivisible Text Ledge, you can fill out this information. And that way you can be a part of the great work that's happening in the organizing that's going on within this space. We love to have you, and we love to get more Texans engaged with state legislature advocacy. And we're really excited. We'll share with you guys, we are getting ready to launch our own Instagram page. We have an organizer who is jumping into that space. So we're really excited to continue to broaden our reach. Well, thanks for joining, everybody. Have a great night, and we'll keep at it.